Hey guys, I want to show you a couple of things about finding good and credible sources that will help you write your paper. So once you have decided on your topic, which you should have by now, you have kind of a draft of a thesis statement, so you know more or less the main point you want to argue. Then you can get ready and see if there are actually good sources that will help support you. Right? So keep in mind you don't have to know everything about your topic going into it. That's what this research part is for, that you get to wonder about it and then look up information, read about it, learn about it, and then once you learn new points, those become the paragraphs of your paper. So we need to figure out, are there good articles that are credible and valuable and reliable online that you can use as evidence in your paper? So if you go to our page, so here I am, and you click on Library and Google Scholar, so it's not in any unit or module, it's just here on the left, Library and Google Scholar. I've got a bunch of different resources here for you, right? One of them is just this picture chart that shows you political affiliations. So you can kind of see sources that are just a good source of news. These all would more or less would be credible sources. Make sure that you're actually reading news articles though, that it doesn't say opinion or editorial. That's not what we're looking for as good evidence. Then you can kind of see, okay, we've got in-depth sources of news, and then we can see sources that are in-depth and it's good journalism, but it leans left, and then in-depth sources of news, but they lean right. Then you get, stuff like this down here, natural news, addicting info, David Wolf, who thinks that kale cures cancer, and then we get the same kind of incorrect, not helpful information over here on the right. So this is stuff you just kind of want to avoid. So pay attention to where your news sources are coming from if you have those. Okay. You can also click on this source here. Is this source credible? This just gives you information about, is it a credible source, right? Thinking about who published it, when is it current, right? So that's what currency means. Is it current, or is it from, something from 1951? And then what's the intention, right? Is it to give facts, or is it to give opinion, or is it actually propaganda? So you can kind of look at these questions in addition to this chart to get a sense of whether or not it's credible. Okay, so the other thing you can do is I give you a couple of sources where you can find really great in-depth kind of academic articles and start practicing reading those. So you want to think about your search terms, right? So this is the word choice part, thinking about how are you going to find good info by putting in the right words. So here we can go to the Southwestern Library database, and when I click on this link pops up. And for general topics in the articles and databases, I like this first one, the Academic Search Premier EBSCOhost. So if I click on that, it brings up this, and I can go to Advanced Search. And once I click on Advanced Search, I can put in more than just one keyword. Let's see if it'll let me do that. All right, so now I can put in multiple search terms, right? So I can put in, if I'm interested in education and testing, I can click on search, and it brings up, right? So now I've got 56,000. That's a lot. So I can maybe narrow it down by adding another search term. Okay, education, testing, maybe I want to look at high school. I can search again. And now we have sort of a more reasonable amount, not that I'm going to go through 3,000, but now we know just based on the number of search results that it's a little more narrowed in, right? So I want to look for something that's a PDF full text or HTML so I can actually open it. Okay, so this is one good place. Another one is to click on Google Scholar, And I can do the same thing by searching here. Education, testing, high school. And I can look for articles here that are mostly good academic, trustworthy, credible articles. So these are a few places to start looking for credible sources for your paper. So check out all of these topics in here. Again, it's in Library and Google Scholar, and start looking for information about your topic. We'll talk more about how we're going to put it together in class on Monday.